Al, video games happened. It's summer video games in June.
It's time for the video games,
They're
the not
back.
E3.
They're back.
They're back. The video games are back ish.
They've
Not really.
they've come back finally.
Uh-huh.
After the long hibernation, they have returned.
It's true.
Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Season Language Checkup OVA. It's a podcast where we have conversations about video games, anime, and manga. Hello, I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Lady
Hello.
This is episode 390, and yeah, we're going to talk about the big announcements that came from this past week from the Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest and then Xbox's thing, and then Ubisoft basically announced like two things, and that was it. Everything else was like stuff we do, so we may go into that. I don't know. But yeah, video games. How many of these games will we remember? That's the real question.
That's the real
Because
question.
there's too many of them.
Yeah. And some of them are also just forgettable.
That, yes.
It's a weird year this year, y'all.
True. Very weird year as well about talking about the state of the
Ooh.
industry.
Yep.
Because Keighley definitely tried to do that and then it just did not work.
It fell
Xbox's
flat every
thing was
time.
oof, oofa
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, Keighley's whole thing would be like, oh, hey, look at all these games that are like in the Steam top sellers of Steam, and like people like, they were made by only a handful of people. Isn't that great? The industry's great, and it's like,
This is great. This one guy made this game. Wow. Look
like
at you go.
it's like, yeah, that's great, but like that's not sustainable for everyone. You don't have like, I mean, it's cool that you're propping up these people that are making these games by themselves, but like that's not going to help the industry.
No. And
That's
also
not the root cause of this.
you're not really addressing the elephant in the room either, which is
No.
all of these companies are laying off people and now you have nothing because you're terrible.
Mm-hmm. And then Xbox is saying, but they're like, oh yeah, we love people that make games for us. It's great.
Love them.
Like, 2 or 3 weeks after they just shut down 3 studios. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I get the gamers are dumb, but like, not everyone here who is watching this is dumb.
Capital G gamers.
Well, I guess we'll talk about the video games now.
Okay, the less sad stuff.
The less sad
It
stuff.
ish.
Ish. The Summer Game Fest kicked off with Lego Horizon Adventures. It is a Lego game set in the Horizon Zero Dawn universe. It is coming to PlayStation 5, personal computer, and the Switch later this year.
What a weird choice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's also, I think, weird as well to see like a Lego game of this style not being made by like the people who made all those other Lego games.
Right.
Like, this is just being made by the team who makes Horizon.
Right.
So that's strange in and of itself. But yeah, I mean, sure, I guess.
Sure. It's just a weird choice.
Yeah. After that, they showed off No More Room in Hell 2. It's the Left 4 Dead style game. It's on the personal computer. So if you are looking for one of those kinds of games, this is it. After that, we got Harry Potter Quidditch Champions.
How is it 2024 and we're still getting Harry Potter games?
It definitely felt awkward that they're like, let's cut to our other host of the evening. Here's this person of color who's going to introduce the Harry Potter game. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, how is anyways,
It's a choice. It's a choice.
if you're a
I mean,
bad
I know
person
that
who
the
wants to
Harry
play
Potter,
this game, that's
yeah,
out in September.
the Harry Potter game came out last year, I know, and people, it was a thing. But like, it's 2024 and we're still doing Harry Potter games. That seems kind of strange.
Yep.
Also, like, I don't know, her
Exactly.
or sorry, I'll behave. I'll behave. I'll behave. Continue.
After that, we got a game called Cuff Bust, where it is a cartoonish game where you break out of prison. You can blow up toilets and stuff like that. Hey,
Cool.
this game's made by a single person, so we got to
Whoa.
bring that up. Which, I mean, that is cool, but also, that's out sometime. We got a little bit of Star Wars Outlaws. Ubisoft went into more of this on their thing, of course. But they
Mm-hmm.
did a big deep dive in terms of the gameplay and everything. This was more just like a little trailer. It'd be like, hey, by the way, we're going to show more later
Mm-hmm.
Monday. I think this game looks pretty good. I am interested in it.
I would watch you play probably,
Yeah, of
but
course, it
I'm not sure
being
I
a
would play it.
Ubisoft game, I'm just like a little tepid. It's probably one of those, I'll get it when it's cheaper. So I'm going to put it on our list. We have a list here of the games we are interested in coming out of these showcases. So,
Yes. Can I do an asterisk and be like, would watch Jared play?
sure.
Would not play myself.
Sure.
Okay, because
Outlaws.
I definitely wouldn't. I don't know. I might play it, but I doubt it.
I mean, it's got that lady from Solo in it. Huh?
It does. It
Huh?
does.
Huh?
We were just talking about that on the Patreon. Wink, wink.
It's true. After that, they showed off a new game called Neva, which is from the people who made Grease, which I thought was a very good game. So I'm very interested to see how this shapes up and everything. You know, the lady and she's got a deer friend.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah. So that is
I'm into
exciting.
that.
Civilization 7 is a video game that you can play.
It is indeed a video game that you could play.
Give Gandhi all the nukes. They showed Sid Meier afterwards. I was like, is this the first time I've ever seen Sid Meier in the flesh?
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, is that what Sid Meier looks
I thought, to be fair, I thought Sid Meier was probably like dead
like?
at
Right,
this point.
I thought so too. Like I
Is this
didn't
a Tom Clancy situation?
right, like it or like the lady who does like Babysitters Club that like it's like 10 people that make up that one person.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, have you not ever heard that?
No.
What's her name? Anne Martin or something like that. Anyway, all the books are like written by her, quote unquote, but there's like 10 different authors that actually write those books. And so it's like a conglomerate that makes the author.
Nahone.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's coming out at some point. It's Civ. You know, if you've played Civ before or you know what Civ is, you know what
It's
to
another
expect.
Civ. Yep.
Yes. After that, they showed off Metaphor Refantasio. That's coming out in October. It was a whole lot of like, look at all these like different styles and archetypes we've got, which are definitely just code words for different types of like demons or personas, essentially.
Yeah, it's like a persona job class type
Yeah.
thing.
They had Hashino and Soejima on stage. Surprisingly,
Mhm.
Hashino did not say a slur or anything offensive. I'm, shocked. I'm surprised he just get up there and be like, "Men can't be friends with women. I don't understand it." A real quote he has said. If you did not know that,
No, that is a real quote he said.
but yeah, that is it's coming out in October.
I will say I have this pre-ordered, so I guess I could add it to my list.
Yeah,
Um, I am still little.
I'm in the same boat as you. With like, I'm interested, but also like cautiously paying attention to that. I goofed up the thingy there. That goes. My arrow keys will do their thing. Oh, that's the control button. That's why. It goes right here.
I goes there.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just
Oops, I hit the
following your lead,
wrong
so I did it wrong
page.
too.
Now my computer's gonna be like, ugh. So
It looks
sorry.
really good, but
Yeah.
again, I'm just a little like, ooh, Hoshino, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
After that, they showed off Batman Arkham Shadow, which it was very interesting to see this, and it was like Jeff Keighley being like, "All right, here's a new game in the Arkham universe," and everyone was like, "Oh,
Oh,
set in VR." Oh,
I forgot who it was. It might have been Jason Schreier, but someone's like, yeah, you could just hear the disappointment in the room. It was like, oh, because they cut that out for the like live stream that you couldn't hear like the sound that everybody made. But
they just turned the volume down on the audience real quick.
apparently it was like really evident that everybody was like, ugh.
It's like
Oops.
when that dude from Square came up and was like, "Hey, Final Fantasy VII's coming to PS4, a re-release."
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like, "Oh." Yeah, this is coming out. You get the Rat King, and then there was like a slowed down Smashing Pumpkins cover.
Oh my God, it was not good.
So
I
there's
remember
that.
texting you about it being like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
What we get the return of the slow like
No,
songs
we've come we come full circle with it.
because we get Mad World
We
again.
do.
That's for later, but we get Mad World slow down again, even though Mad
Everything
World's
comes.
already slowed
It's
down.
full circle.
The one that started the trend is
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I hated that remix of it. It was not good.
It's very funny.
Also, this entire thing was just what?
Yeah. After that, we get Tears of Metal. It is a historical co-op hack and slash roguelite. And you slash and fight people. That's a video game.
I don't even remember this one.
After that, we get Delta Force Hawk Ops, a co-op extraction shooter. Just, it's one of those. And then at the end, they're like, by the way, we've got DLC of a movie you may remember, Black Hawk Down. A movie that came out, let's say, 22 years ago.
Yeah.
I was watching an episode of WWF Raw recently that was set in January of '02, and it was sponsored by Black Hawk Down.
No way, really?
And also Final Fantasy X.
Final Fantasy X is a better option here.
Yeah. So that's a choice.
My God, I was still living in my hometown then.
That sure is a choice.
Yeah. Why? Why?
Yeah. After that, they showed off Fatal Fury City of the Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
They showed off a couple new fighters. B. Jeanette is here again, from Garo, Mark of the Wolves. Terry Bogard is here. Rock Howard. I wish I could be more excited about this game, except that SNK is now owned by the Saudis, and that makes me very tepid.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
icky.
it sucks because like Garo Mark of the Wolves is like one of your favorite games of all time.
Yep, sure is.
So I want this to be good for you, but I also know that it's a little like
A little icky.
I do always get really hyped when I see Terry Bogard though.
I mean, as you should.
And it's not the last time we see Terry Bogard in this entire thing.
True, I'm trying to find if that's later on or if that was with this. And now I can't find it because the page won't load all the way.
I thought it was later because it was I don't know. I thought it was later.
These things are too long. This was 2 hours.
Yeah, it was 2 hours.
2 hours, and it was already like, oh, by the way, don't get your hopes up for this one.
Right.
Because there's not a lot of big stuff in this, and it's just like, Oh,
and he pissed off the Kingdom Hearts fans.
How so?
Because people were saying like, oh, Kingdom Hearts is the thing that we want to see the most. And he's like, dorks, it's not happening.
Got him.
So, yeah. Good job, Jeff Keighley.
No, this doesn't show up in here. But yeah, there is Street Fighter. They did announce new Street Fighter DLC. So I'm just going to put it here.
Okay, which had Terry.
Yeah, the next season we'll have Terry and Mai from Fatal Fury. And then
And Bison.
Elena and Bison. And Bison's back from the dead.
He's back from the dead.
But yeah, Terry Bogard is in Street Fighter 6. Now I'm like, gosh, I gotta probably get Street Fighter 6 now. Dang it.
Nice. Well, you get to hear Alex Lee, who just did a bunch of Street Fighter 6
Are
art.
you okay, Busta
Are you okay,
Wolf?
Busta Wolf? You know, two things I've learned in the past like week or so.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Keighley hates Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley hates Shadow the Hedgehog.
He's just scared of that M-rated version of Shadow the Hedgehog to come out.
I don't think I've ever heard him with that like level of disdain in his voice.
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog. Am I right, guys? Anyways.
Sorry, I just railed. Derailed. Sorry.
After our fighting game doohickey, we got a thing from Blumhouse Games, which is a spinoff of Blumhouse Films, which is they make horror films, and they're making a bunch of horror games, or like providing funding for horror games, essentially. I think. They showed off a big sizzle reel of like 5 different games very quickly, like bam, 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 bam. Anyways,
some of them looked cool, but like I'm not a horror game person, so
yeah.
I would probably only play them if like you want to watch me be scared.
Yeah, and you are scared very easily.
I'm so easily scared.
You're gonna sit down in someone and be like, ah.
Honestly, though, I would do the same thing that she did.
You would.
You 100% know I would do the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
exact same
yeah, yeah, yeah.
thing.
Very much so.
It's unexpected.
After that, they showed off Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. It is a new retro beat 'em up around the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
If they don't get JYB to voice somebody in this,
Well,
they're
he
doing
wasn't
it wrong.
in the original.
It doesn't matter. Like, he was what, black and green at different points?
Something like that.
So, like, I mean,
Where was
give
the
him,
green/white ranger?
even if you give him like a side role, like he needs to be in it in some capacity.
True. I played a lot of the original Super Nintendo Power Rangers games, so like this definitely scratched an itch for me.
Is that gonna go on your list of things you liked?
I think this might go on my list of things I liked.
Okay.
Power Rangers.
Does it play like a Ninja Turtle type game, or what does it play like?
Yeah, it's a beat 'em up.
Okay, so it does play like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
After that we get Deer and Boy. It's a game about a deer and a boy.
It looked pretty.
Probably gonna be sad. That deer's probably gonna die.
That dude's probably gonna die.
Ripperoni.
Is it co-op or
Deeroni.
is it?
I don't know. They didn't really say. I think it was just like,
Yeah, there
here's
wasn't a lot of detail on
cinematic
this.
trailer. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, if you want to play a medieval game that definitely isn't racist, don't tell them it's racist or anything. They'll definitely tell you that black people did not exist back then.
Um, uh, I wonder if anybody who says that black people didn't exist back then and all that have they've ever read anything by one William Shakespeare,
Probably not.
because he has an entire play about a black man.
No, but they don't exist.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, that game's coming out this year
Great.
sometime. That trailer also was
Woo.
very bad, so.
Yeah, it was not a good trailer.
Slitterhead. Got gameplay of that. This is a game by the dude who made Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked very weird and like a weird PS2 game, but also just very wild designs and everything, which, you know, you would expect from the dude who made Silent Hill.
Right, yes.
So that is a video game. We got a new game called Cairn. It's a climbing game.
Oh, is that the one where the leggy went all like, whoa,
Yeah.
in the trailer? Okay.
Kind of similar to Jusant, which came out last year. But yeah, you climb up a mountain, and there will be story stuff and all that sort of stuff.
I'm good.
Wonder Stop. It's a new game from the creators of the Stanley Parable. This lady wants to go fight and everything, but she's making food or something. I forget what she.
Make it bacon.
Not making bacon. But there's like farm sim stuff in it, and you're just like, she's, you know, I'm okay with this. I'm really okay with this. I'm going insane. I am interested in this because I really liked the Stanley Parable.
Right.
And so I'm very curious to see what would be next from the people who made that. And that trailer looked interesting.
I would also add an asterisk to that one.
Unknown 9 Awakening is a game published by Bandai Namco.
I know them.
I don't remember much of this game except that it says this looks to be a grand adventure in a Middle Eastern fantasy setting.
Don't remember that.
Inotria, The Last Song is another Souls-like game. Al's favorite.
I'm good, thank you.
The First Descendant is like a shooter of some sort. It looked kind of mediocre. It was a looter shooter, a shaluter, if you will.
A shaluter.
That's coming out on July the 2nd, if you're real interested in that. The folks who made Among Us came out and announced Among Us 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is very nice of them. And then they also announced a publishing label that they're going to put a bunch of money in that they made from Among Us to actually help indies get off the ground and put games out.
Yeah, I called it like an incubator for indies, which I mean, like, cool. That's great.
A-
And I like that they're paying it forward.
yeah, it's a much better way of doing that than to be like,
Am I right?
yeah,
Eh, 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 eh. They're like, hey, we're gonna put
we're
our
actually
money where
going
our
to do
mouth
something
is.
about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
cool.
legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Outer Sloth is what is like the
Correct.
character was.
Yes.
Yeah. That was pretty cool
Among Us
about
has made
that.
a bajillion dollars, so it is nice of them to do that for sure.
It is very nice of them to do that.
Let's see after this. Dune Awakening. You ready for the MMO based on Dune? Based on Dunk?
Dunk.
And it was basically like, what if this didn't happen in the story? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen these movies yet, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I haven't read Dude. I don't know anything about it.
But what if this didn't happen? Or if this didn't happen? It's like, okay.
What if they were a girl?
All right.
Sure.
This doesn't have a title on here, which is unfortunate. But this is the RTS game. I forget the title of it. But it's the RTS game where they're like, what if we didn't have you click a lot? And I was like, that, huh? Excuse me?
Huh?
That doesn't make sense.
Oh, the one that was like, we're gonna make RTS accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one.
My
I was like,
APMs.
like that seems ambitious, but you know,
Sure.
you do your thing, my guy. Neither of us are really RTS humans.
No.
So I was like, eh.
The finals is getting season 3. They're adding like samurais and ninjas into it, and you'll be able to play that when alongside some AI announcers. So good on you.
Woo!
Ooh. Sam Lake showed up. He did a little
Yeah,
dance, and then it was like,
he
hey,
did.
we're gonna put Alan Wake 2 out on physical copies, which is still kind of too expensive, but also here's the
Mhm.
first DLC, and it's coming out the next day.
But
So,
the next day, yes.
which we played through, and it was a fun
Yes.
time.
Should we talk about that like in depth later for an episode, or should we talk about it now?
I mean, we could briefly go through it. I don't know if we really have, if it's like an in-depth for an episode type deal.
Okay.
Three
Rose's episode is the best.
Rose's episode is very good and very dumb.
It's really funny.
Just very over the top in terms of how they frame it and the writing and everything. It is just very, very
Shotgun.
goofy.
Werewolf motorcycle.
Werewolf my motorcycle is also a werewolf. Very good. The episode with Jesse from Control was weird.
I am coffee.
Very more scary or horror type because it was in the dark and the amusement park, and then the ending you're just like, huh? What? Excuse me?
So we decided I need to watch you play Control at some point.
Yes. And then the actor one was also just very all over the place, very metatextual, multiverses, all that sort of stuff. So some very interesting things they did with the gameplay in that one for sure.
Yeah, I also did like that Sam Lake was just like himself there and he's like, I got some ideas. Let's do this thing.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep.
Also that one segment where it looked kind of like a Genesis game was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like some of that is probably going to play into future plot points and probably
Maybe.
Alan
I
Wake
don't know.
and Control lore.
Question marks?
Question mark. Yeah, the Rose one was absolutely my favorite.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was very, very good.
Uh,
My God, I want the confidence that that woman has.
Absolutely.
Maybe slightly delusional, but still,
That is the
that girl is confident.
that is the equivalent of have confidence.
Have confidence.
After that, Tim Robinson showed up and was like, I'm working for a company. By the way, here's Skate. They're still making Skate,
Yep.
which is cool. They're doing console play testing this fall, and they're basically like, yes, we're still working on it. Don't worry, we don't know when. It's Skate. The brief gameplay they showed looked like Skate, so
It looked like Skate.
I'm pretty optimistic. I don't know if I can put this on here yet because it's still a bajillion years off probably. But yeah, Skate.
There you go. I helped.
I don't know what you did. Oh, Skate question mark. They're making another expansion to PAL World.
I forgot this game existed.
Yeah. It made a bunch of money and then I think people kind of moved on.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, hey, stuff, guys, stuff. More pals. Rocket launchers. Come on.
Hey.
So there's that. Valorant is coming to consoles if you want to get real sweaty with all your pals.
Why would I get sweaty?
Like sweaty gameplay.
Oh.
They're doing a beta on June the 14th, so I guess that would be out by the time you were listening to this. And I think they said this is like cross progression, cross save, not cross play, because that would not make sense. Because you would be just getting smoked by people on PC. Let's see. New World, the Amazon MMO, is coming to consoles. Eh?
Eh?
Monster Hunter Wilds is a video game that they showed off at Sony a week or two back. They showed a little bit more of that here. They're going to show more of it at Gamescom. It's coming in 2025. Sonic Shadow Generations.
Jeff Keighley's favorite.
Anyways, here's Sonic.
Anyway, Shadow.
It looked like a Sonic game. I don't know.
Yeah.
They all kind of just, the 3D ones just look the same at some point.
It didn't look as good as like Frontiers did, but
No. But I mean, this is like a remake, so I wouldn't expect
it's a
that.
remake, right? Yes.
And then the show ended with Phantom Blade Zero, which is a Sekiro Souls-like game. They showed more like combat of it and gameplay of it. Very fast-paced and all that sort of stuff. It looked pretty good. Yeah, that was it. And everyone was kind of like, oh, this is it. That's it. No
That's
coffee with Kojima. None of that. We also had, like, in between Sonic and this, just a long-ass ad for a phone game from the people who make Clash Royale and all that, which they have, like, $1 bajillion. So, of course, they're going to put a bunch of celebrities in this ad of, like, Ken Jeong, Will Arnett.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that was weird.
The one dude, Chris, not Pratt, not the other one.
Hemsworth,
yeah, he's in there. And it just...
The lady that's in Marvel stuff. What's her name?
That could be anyone.
Elizabeth Olsen?
Sure.
I think
that ad went for like 5 minutes and it felt like an eternity.
It was so long.
It just killed any momentum that the show would have had dead. I mean, the last hour of the show also just felt like you're just
dead.
We're just going, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it was hey, don't expect anything big, and there really wasn't anything big.
There was nothing big. They yep.
Yep. Xbox was a couple days later on Sunday, bright and early.
Mm-hmm.
They began with Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It is Black Ops in the 90s.
George Bush.
George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Saddam Hussein, Margaret Thatcher. All your favorites are here. So yeah, I mean, it's a good thing, they decided to start this showcase without being political or anything. I'm very proud of Microsoft for doing that. This is coming out October 25th. It's going to be on Game Pass. It's going to also be like 300 gigs if you have everything installed. So good luck.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it is. It's Call of Duty. I played Black.
How many gigs is George H.W. Bush?
1,000. He's a terabyte.
1,000 gigs. A terabyte of Bush.
I played through Black Ops Cold War, and that story was just all over the place in terms of just wacky and bonkers. So I'm assuming this will also be the same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's the 90s. Everyone loves the 90s. Right?
Right? I mean, 90s fashion's kind of coming back.
Oh,
no. I guess early 2000s fashion more so.
Well,
those
are two things that don't even make sense. Early 2000s fashion is non-existent.
It's a mistake.
After that, Doom. Doom's back. It's getting a prequel. Doom: The Dark Ages. It's the Doomslayer, but he's fighting in hell. I hope this game is much better than Eternal was, because Eternal was a humongous disappointment.
Yes.
But he does in this have a chainsaw shield, which is pretty good.
It's pretty good. What was it called? Dark
Dark
Ages?
Ages.
Dark Ages. And there's like a cool like dragon thingy that spits fire in people's mouths. That's pretty
There was a
cool.
gun where he just put skulls into it and then shot out like bone
Yeah.
fragments, and I was like, all right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope this is more Doom 2016 and less Doom Eternal. Give me less
Yeah.
platforming, give me more just shooting guns and being very cool.
I just want to be powerful. That's all I'm asking. I don't want roadblocks.
Yes.
Just give me power. That's all I'm asking.
Yes. That's coming in 2025.
I'm into it.
After that, State of Decay 3, they're making a third one of these. You'll fight off zombies. You can hang out with your friends and do that. You build up settlements, all that sort of stuff. Basically, like the
All I
previous
remember
two
is
games.
the keychain.
I don't even
That's all I
remember the
remember.
keychain.
There's a little dragon keychain or a dinosaur keychain. I don't know why I have dragon on the brain.
Dragon on the brain. Well, of course, because Dragon Age: The Veilguard's up next.
Right, dragons.
The new Dragon Age, it's here. That was a very weird trailer. It was like I was watching a Borderlands trailer.
It
That's
kind
not
of felt like a
good.
Borderlands trailer.
Yeah, BioWare's making
Ugh.
another game, even though it's like the very ashes and remnants of BioWare. None of the people you remember are here.
Right.
Sure. I played one of those Dragon Age games, and it was the last one they did, and it kind of wasn't that great. So
I played the first one and that's it.
yeah. Starfield's getting DLC, huh? Am I right, guys? Come on, Starfield, it's back. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, it's the Shattered Space. You get to go to a new place. Get new expansion, because, hey, that Fallout show was pretty successful. You'll get in a new area of the Appalachians.
We're getting a new area.
Go to Vault 63. That is out by the time you hear this. And then you can become a ghoul in 2025 if you want.
Ghoul.
South of Midnight got a new trailer. They showed off the gameplay of it. The different animation styles between cutscene and gameplay was very kind of distracting.
It was, but I like the art style.
Yeah.
And I like the like bayou-ness of it.
The bayou-ness of it.
Like it's a different kind of setting than what I'm used to seeing in video games. So it's like,
Right.
okay, like I can f with this big catfish man. He's wild.
Yes.
There's a big alligator.
There's a big alligator.
hmm
This is coming in 2025.
I'm interested.
Like a lot of things in this are.
I probably wouldn't like. I would probably Game Pass it
Yeah.
rather than like pay money for it, but I
Right.
am interested at least. I love the art style.
Well, how about another thing you're interested in?
Okay.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Ah, yes.
A game that started off and you're just like, oh, okay, this just looks like a generic action game, and then it's like, wait, there's turn-based combat? What? Hang on a second.
Well, the first thing that I thought, what, oh, what, I can't remember the actor that I said, is that who that looks like?
I also saw people asking if it was Robert Pattinson.
It's, well, Ben Starr's who's actually playing the character.
Yes, it is definitely Ben
Um,
Starr, because it just sounds like Clive.
It just sounds like Clive, but also afterwards he's like, huh, I recognize this voice. And everybody's like, oh. um, Gerard Butler, is that who I said it looks like?
Yes.
That's what the main character looks like. But I mean, like the whole idea of it's pretty interesting with the whole like there's the painter, she paints the
Mhm.
numbers, everybody dies if they're that number.
Mm-hmm.
So they send people out. But then like they gave me the turn-based combat and it looks sexy as hell. Like
Yeah,
it is
it's
a
very
sexy,
surprising.
sexy turn-based.
Everyone just like whiplash when they saw it, like, huh?
Huh?
This is coming in 2025.
I am
Most things.
very excited about that one.
Yes. Perfect Dark showed back up for the first time in like half a decade, it feels like. We got gameplay of it and everything. Very Deus Ex like in terms of that
Yeah.
gameplay. Which like isn't a bad thing, but it was just like not exactly what I was expecting.
It made the gamers mad, which is funny.
Yeah, but they're also very dumb, of course.
Do you know that women have jaw
It's
lines?
very surprising. Yeah. Perfect Dark is back. Did they give a date for this at all?
No, they
Okay,
didn't.
so that's still up in the air. Who knows?
I will believe that that game's coming out when I see it.
Yeah, I think this was mostly a, hey, we're still making this. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah. World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Speaking of things in 2024.
Next expansion, The War Within, is out August 26th.
Boo.
All you WoW heads out there, get ready.
Get ready.
Age of Mythology Retold. If you want more RTS
But also
stuff.
like only certain mythology. And one of them's not even like a fiction, like it's a fictional place. So I think you got like Egyptian, Norse, Greek, and then Atlantean. And I'm like,
That's all you need.
you guys know there's mythology elsewhere in the world, right? That you could have put in here.
Nah.
No, let's just put in a fictional country. Sure. Okay. Whatever.
Uh,
Off.
that's coming September 4th. Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn is coming from the makers of Ashen. It is an indie Souls-like game.
That
Al's favorite, of course. Coming
that
July 18th. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater was a very weird trailer.
mm-hmm.
Um,
He's naked.
He's Naked Snake, yeah. The thing that's weird about this is that like they've definitely come out and said before, like, hey, we're just going to use the old audio from Snake Eater, and you can definitely tell that in the trailer because that is just the old audio from Snake Eater in terms of like the sound effects. I think there's some new voice acting in there because it's definitely some of the lines felt different, but like all the sound effects, the weapon sounds, just like everything sounded the exact same. Some of the lighting in it kind of isn't good because it's just like people don't understand how to do lighting from PS2 games to remakes
Right.
a lot of the times. And it gives me this weird feeling of like, do I really need to play this game? Like, this isn't my favorite Metal Gear game by far. So like, and if I wanted to play it, I have multiple avenues in which I can play this game, especially if it's just going to be the game that I already own.
Right.
Like, it'll look nice, sure,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. That's my thoughts.
I appreciate your thoughts when it comes to these things because I have none of them.
No thoughts, head empty.
Basically me.
Diablo 4. It's getting a new expansion chapter, whatever, on October 8th. This lady was having a bad day. She became a flesh. She got caught in the flesh web.
Eh.
That was a thing. Fable is back. Ready to play a new Fable?
I mean, I liked Fable.
Chicken
but
Chaser.
That's me. I'm the chicken
Yeah.
chaser. Wait, that's Final Fantasy Rebirth.
No, that isn't Fable.
I know. I'm just making a joke.
How
about
dare
that
you?
little-
No jokes allowed here.
That terrible side quest with the little chickens.
Yeah, this is the first time they've shown off like the game properly since they had announced it. This is being made by the people who make Forza, by the way, in case you had forgotten. So I can't wait to see how the cars look in this.
Room, room.
I mean, the trailers seem to nail the style of humor that Fable is known for. So
Yes.
if you were wanting that, that seems to be the thing you would want, and this seems to have it. This is coming out 2025. Sea of Thieves, Season 13, July 25th.
Impractical boat. It has a mouth. If the water gets in the mouth, your boat's going down.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This is still coming out this year. They did not give a date or anything. Still stinky that Troy Baker is Indiana Jones. Because I don't want to hear his dumbass voice.
Should have got Matt Mercer.
They should have. You get to punch Nazis,
Nazis.
and all that. So that seems all right. You get to do the whip. You don't
I'm
get
so
to do
sad.
the nay-nay.
You don't get to do that. I'm so sad that they didn't have any Wilhelm screams in this ad.
Very weird, because there was definitely opportunities for it as well.
I counted 3 opportunities, and I'm like, bro, come on. This is an Indiana Jones game.
Yeah, that game looks nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks fine. I'm the first person still is not my thing,
Right.
so I'm a little hesitant about that. But I'm hoping that I can play it and not puke.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like this is made by the people who made Wolfenstein, so like there's going to be good pedigree there. So
Mm-hmm. Minus Troy Baker.
minus Troy Baker, of course.
Bleh.
Frag Punk is a 5v5 hero shooter. There's also cards involved. That's coming out in 2025.
Literally sounds like everything I hate. If you had added in roguelike, then it would have been like roguelike card here. Nope. Absolutely not. Nope. Nope. Nope.
All
Nope.
the above.
Not for me.
Uh,
Souls like, put that in there too.
there you go. Winter Burrow. You're a mouse,
Oh my God, this one was sad.
and it's winter, and you're trying to build up your home again.
And then an owl steals one of you.
It's real messed up. That owl was real mean.
It was real mean. And that's how they ended the ad was with the owl taking the little mouse away. I was like, oh my God.
Let's go.
That's how
Squeak,
you're ending
squeak,
it?
squeak.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that looked interesting.
It did look interesting. I don't know that I'll remember that it's coming out.
Until you're like
Like
mouse game.
mouse game.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
But it did look interesting.
Mixtape. It's a video game.
Is this the 80s one?
I don't know if it's the 80s or 90s ish.
Like late 80s, early 90s
Yeah.
is what I got the
Very
vibe of.
Life is Strange like, and they're like, we got a big soundtrack. All the hits from your favorite bands like Devo, Smashing Pumpkins, Iggy Pop, Sushi and the Banshees, Joy Division, and more.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not going to get this game taken down in a few years when they lose those licenses.
Yeah, it's gotta get delisted quick.
But I think this looks cool.
It did look cool. I was actually interested in this one.
Yeah, so like I'm always a sucker for these types of games. Coming out in 2025.
And I mean, like, I do like all those musicians, so like,
Wow,
I'm
Smashing
there for
Pumpkins fan Al over here liking bad music.
that. I mean, okay, to be fair, in my defense, I've never claimed to like good music.
Go hang out with your friend Billy Corgan
No,
in
ew.
his fun racist wrestling league.
No, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm good.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 coming out November 19th. You can do more stuff in Flight Simulator. You can be a commercial pilot. You can pick things up and drop them wherever you want. You can be a crop duster. You can save people.
Well, Game Boy would be good at this game. He crop dusts all the time.
That's true. Yeah, this looks cool. Flight Simulator always just looks very nice. That game looks very good. I want to be able to just like pick up a cargo hold and then drop it on my house.
I just built a PC, and I'm sure this would probably make my PC explode.
We could run it in the on Game Pass in the cloud.
Ah, okay, that's the way to
That's
do
the
it
big
then.
brain.
That's the big brain way.
Yeah, it looked cool. I will probably play that if it's on Game Pass Cloud, and I'll be like, all right, let me boot up Flight Simulator and do something fun, and then be like, all right, I played Flight Simulator. Cool. See
All
you
right,
later.
did it. Bye.
After that, Assassin's Creed Shadows. We got first gameplay of that. All the chuds are mad, but this looked good.
Man, they are mad.
I think it's smart that they're basically, they got two characters, and the two characters represent the different play styles that have kind of become accustomed in these games, where like Yasuke is basically like the more action-oriented style of character, and Naoe is basically the stealth gameplay character.
Right.
So you can basically have you can have your cake and eat it too.
Right. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I love that the chuds are like, can't even fly as a Japanese person. I'm like, she's right there. It just, emphasizes they don't see women as people.
I think this is another game that I would get when it is cheaper, because it just looks interesting, and I like that time period of Japan's fun to play in, and these two characters seem neat. So
I would agree with you on that one.
they showed more of this at the Ubisoft thing. They showed a lot more gameplay of like how both characters do and all that sort of stuff. So much
Somebody
more.
got beheaded.
Someone got beheaded. Much more of a deep dive into that, and it was very cool and interesting. What do we got after this? Atomfall. This is the new game from the people who make Sniper Elite, which I know is a very weird thing. You're not going to be shooting people in the testicles in this, it seems like, but this is more like a Fallout-like game. But you're in Rio, Britain.
Oh boy.
Me and the bruvs.
Boy, bruv.
Gonna go down to the pub. So yeah, there's that. Here's a game neither of us was expecting. Life is Strange Double Exposure.
Did not expect that.
Max is back, and she's older and seen some
Yep.
This is coming out October 15th or October 29th. One of the two. The first two chapters are available October 15th, and then I guess the rest of it is October 29th. I'm guessing from the way this is looking, this is based off of the one where you don't let Arcadia Bay get destroyed.
Right.
That's how I am anticipating that now. And yeah, she's back at it again with another mystery to how to solve her best friend not dying again.
Right.
And she's got her powers back, and now she's got new powers, and she's like, oh man, what I got to do again? Why?
Why?
So yeah, this is being made by Deck 9, the people who've made, the last Life is Strange, True Colors. They made the Before the Storm games, all that sort of stuff. So they've made Life is Strange games. They know what they're doing.
It's really funny because everybody on the internet's like, that doesn't look like Max. I was like, do y'all know what aging is like? Also, like, it's a completely different engine, so like, of course she's gonna look different.
Yeah.
But also, people do age and change their hair.
True.
Sometimes.
Mecha Break. It's a mecha game.
It's a mech game.
August 2024. You can customize your mechs. You can go pew 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 pew. You can go slash 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 slash. There's a closed beta that'll be coming in August before it comes out.
Are you gonna try it?
Maybe. We will see. Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. If you want your Eastern European first-person shooter, here it is. The Eastern European FPSs like Stalker and all those always have this like very unique style to them that like you just don't get from other FPSs or first-person games in general. It's just they have their own thing and they know how to do it very well, and you could very much see it in this. Yeah, Stalker 2. It is here.
It's here.
Let's see. Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers. It's another Souls-like game set in China.
He's like
I feel like that's like the fifth one we've like learned about in the last 5 years.
Yep.
Avowed got a trailer. It is allegedly out this year. They leaked that it was coming out in November in a post and then immediately changed it. So who knows when this is coming out? This is the Obsidian RPG for people who are interested in that. And then finally, it is time to boot up your MP3 player, put it on half speed, and play Mad World because Gears of War is back, baby. Marcus Phoenix is back.
And a child. I mean, not really a child, but he's younger.
Yeah, this is a prequel to the whole series, Gears of War E-Day. Yeah, they played another version of Mad World in the trailer. That was very funny.
Damn it. Full circle, man. Full circle.
I mean, all around me are familiar faces.
All around me are familiar face. Damn it.
I mean, to be fair, I like that song is more tied in my world to Gears of War than it is to Donnie Darko, which is a shit movie. And people should not like it. Thank you for my TED Talk.
I just wish we could go back to the Tears for Fears version.
No, sorry, that's gone for good.
It's gone
To
for
be fair,
good.
they should have wrapped back around and used that version for this.
That would have been so fun, especially since it's a prequel.
Yeah, that would have been very funny.
So funny. They're just like, all right, we're going Tears for Fears this time. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
That would have been very good.
Oh, hell yeah. I would have been so into that.
And then they also announced a new digital Xbox Series X, along with a 1 terabyte version of the Series S. Those will be out, I think, this fall or something. Yeah, new Xboxes. Not new Xboxes, but new versions of the Series Xboxes.
Right.
That's Xbox in a nutshell. They had some decent stuff at least.
Yeah. Even though they have been awful this year,
True.
they definitely had the strongest showing so
Yeah.
far.
Briefly here is what Ubisoft talked about. They had a big thing about Star Wars Outlaws. They showed gameplay of that and everything, and kind of just like going over what you would do in that game. They had a thing about X Defiant in the next season of that. Skull and Bones is still a video game that you can play. They showed off 2 new seasons they're going to make for that. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is getting DLC. They showed off the Rogue Prince of Persia, which is the roguelite Prince of Persia game they're making, which looks pretty nice. And then they also announced Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake coming in 2026, which I thought they had announced already,
I thought they had too.
and I thought that had already come out, unless this is the same thing they had announced. It never came out. I don't know what the story is about this. So I'm gonna look it up.
Not either.
What about the movie? The feature-length film starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Everyone's favorite
Speaking of
movie.
Donnie Darko.
Oh no! Get out of here! Get out of here!
Get out of here.
Ba 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 ba. Remake. A remake was announced at the Ubisoft Forward 2020. It was originally scheduled for release on January 21st, 2021. Ba, 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 ba. The announcement trailer drew criticism from fans who considered the game's graphics to be lackluster. Ubisoft responded by saying the visual style was an intentional choice. The release of the game was initially delayed by Ubisoft to March 18th before being postponed indefinitely to deliver a remake that feels fresh while remaining faithful to the original. In its quarterly financial report of 2021, Ubisoft stated that the game was expected to be out during the 2022-2023 fiscal year. By May 2022, Ubisoft Montreal was taking over development. A month later, Ubisoft once again delayed the game, stating that the company was no longer targeting a release during the 2022-2023 fiscal year. November 2023, the Prince of Persia social media posted that the project has passed an important internal milestone. And then I guess here they're like, hey, we're still making that. Here's a date. So yes, this was the thing they announced 4 years ago that they scrapped and restarted.
Yikes.
Oofa doofa. So that hey, there you go. Is that going to come out before? Is that going to come out, or is Beyond Good and Evil 2 going to come out first? Who knows?
Who knows?
Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is getting DLC on July 16th. The Crew Motorfest is getting more seasonal content. Anno 117 Pax Romana is actually a game that they announced. So if you want to lead some Romans, if you want to hang out with your buds and talk about the Roman Empire, that's the game for you. They're making a new Monopoly game that's out in September. There's another new game they're announcing. New season of For Honor is coming this week, or is already out. It's surprising that For Honor is still getting content. And then they ended with more Assassin's Creed Shadows gameplay. That's Ubisoft.
That's Ubisoft.
Not a whole lot. Just a whole lot of stuff you already knew about, and just kind of deeper dives into the stuff they had shown off previously. So,
right.
There is
Temper
that.
your expectations.
Sure. Yeah, that's basically all the stuff we have to talk about now. There's rumors of a Nintendo Direct on the horizon, but of course Nintendo has not said one way or the other. They'll basically be like the day before, hey, we're doing this. All right, see you then. Bye.
All the leaks that I've seen say the 18th, but I won't believe it until I see it.
Yeah, I have heard that as well. So I guess if that is the case, we will talk about that next week, maybe. Who knows?
Next week, maybe? Question mark?
Question mark, question mark, question mark. If not, we'll just wait until it eventually happens, I guess.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's going to be one of the last ones for the OG Switch.
Yeah, I guess so. We shall see. But yeah, that's the video games they showed off and they talked about this past weekend. A lot of stuff, also not a lot of stuff. That's kind of just how it is, usually.
Yeah, I mean, it coming off of last year and like early this year, we had some heckin' bangers.
But also a lot of stuff shown here that was like not even coming out this year.
Right, yeah, a lot of this is coming out next year or the year after. So we're in a slump. But I mean, there are things coming out that we're excited about.
Yeah.
like Daybreak, but that wasn't mentioned because they don't talk about those games here.
They do not talk about those games here for sure. But yeah, that's gonna basically be it for us this week. We talked about some games, talked about some stuff we were excited about, and we will keep an eye on these games.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sec.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Jared Now Watch. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. You can follow us on Blue Sky at seasonalanimecheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. Buy us a slice of pizza, get access to unedited versions of the podcast early, our bonus monthly podcasts that we do, and a whole wealth of bonus content as well. Next week, maybe we'll talk about a Nintendo Direct if it happens. If not, we'll figure out something else to talk about.
Yay!